Hey guys, so my name is Tyler Gamboa. I'm PDJ number 63222, and this is my 2018 in the bag. So I'll start with my fairways. I mainly throw fairway drivers. I'm not throwing anything really, any high speed drivers really while I'm working on form, so I've just been sticking to that. Right now I'll go for my least stable, which I have a Proto F3 from Prodigy Disc. This is more of my understable flip to flat roller fairway that I'm using a lot, especially in some wooded courses and in extreme tailwinds. So I've been kind of going to. It's really great, real control, don't put much on it, and put like 40% it's going to go on a light hyzer to stay flat. Throw it around like 350, 400. Next one is a old CE T-Bird. This one I'm slowly trying to work out of the bag. My F3 is less stable than this, so I'm beating up another T-Bird to get more of this flight. It's very huge, hyzer flip shots. It's really great. Super controllable, about 50%. Don't have to put a lot into it, and it's going to flip flat and just hold that line forever. Really great disc. And yeah. Here's one of the discs I'm putting in the bag to start replacing it. It's a Champion TL. It's a little more stable than that one. Not much more, but I'm working on it. I want to get to that same kind of wear, not quite as beat up, and definitely not as expensive to replace as a CE T-Bird. But this is also like another gonna be my hyzer flip to flat, just real long distance, real straight controlled shots for distance. This is actually a 158 T-Bird, AJ T-Bird I actually put in my bag this winter because I wanted it a little bit lighter, just because don't want to risk getting hurt when I'm playing out there playing as hard. I don't put as much power into it, I put more just controlled shot on it. And it's been great, real straight, great disc. It's going to beat up a bit more and probably get a little more flippy, which will be fine with me. I play quite a few wooded courses I like to. And I normally throw a hyzer flip shot, so this works perfect for getting to go to flat or fading right a little bit. Great disc. One of my further flying fairways, Convict. This is probably my furthest flying fairway that I throw. Really great. It flips flat. It just goes to straight driver. A little bit of fade at the end. It comes back good. Can really rip on it, and it'll go straight, get a little hyzer, but then it'll just fade back at the end. Great disc, great for just controlled open shots, long hyzer shots. Real controlled forehand shots. It can handle a bit of a snap and still go. My next two, so I usually carry back because I've lost one in Florida last summer. They're first run trackers from Discraft. These are one of my favorite fairway drivers. Got a little bit of stability to them, and these things you can just put on any line and they're great. They'll hold it. Very T-Birdish, but I feel like they're not quite as stable, and they feel amazing. Both the 170, 174. This one's a little more beat up, a little bit lighter, so I can get it to flip a little bit more, but can really put a lot on them and they'll come back, they'll hold straight, they'll hold their lines. Awesome, great fairway disc. The first run Undertaker, it's just like a more stable T-Bird or tracker to me. I can really rip on these things. They're not going to flip much. They can take a lot of power. Really good disc. I like throwing them with just like a straight flat shot. They're just going to go and then come back hard at the end, or just a little bit of turn and fade out of it. Awesome disc. Next, I'll go up. I got my overstable ones. I have 4 Firebirds, and it's just to have different stability. I don't want to wear 2 of them much. I have an old 11-time Champion Firebird. This is my least stable one, the one I just throw purely for distance if I need that kind of long hyzer shot. Feels really good. Definitely less stable. Can't put as much on it in a headwind, but it's my furthest flying disc into a straight headwind for one of my Firebirds. It'll get the most flight, can hyzer hope it's going to go, just come out of it, and then get a nice reliable flight at the end like a Firebird's supposed to. but definitely it's more like an FL at this point, or beat up FL. Then I have a Glow Sexton firebird from this year. This is my second least stable. These are really straight firebirds compared to the previous years, and I'm really liking them. They're really straight forehand drivers. You can still put a lot onto them and they'll get some long turn, and you get a lot of distance from them. Plus, like, they feel great. Definitely probably my most thrown firebirds. I get the most distance out of it, and it still handles the headwind fairly well. And my next one is a CEFL. It's my second most stable firebird I have. It's my baby. Still has tons of life in it. I take it out every winter, put it back in as soon as it warms up, and this thing is just great. It's more stable than my other ones. Can handle a headwind better. Can rip on it great, and it's going to go straight. And then fade back. The wind's not going to do too much to it. It's been in my bags the minute I got it. It's such a good disc. My last one's my 12-time firebird. It's my most overstable. It's the real, the flat and firm ones. Real stiff. Super overstable. I don't really throw this one for distance at all, unless it's a crazy headwind. I'll do a lot. It's more of a utility disc at this point for me. I throw it for thumbers, hard skip shots, backhand or forehand. I'll use them for spike hyzers. But definitely not for distance. Really beefy. Next I have 3 high-speed drivers, or 4 in my bag right now. I have a Bar Stamp ESP Flick, which is my most overstable one. This is just for utility shots, real hard, heavy headwinds that I want to go further than my firebirds. Besides that, like, it doesn't come out much. Get some crazy, if I need a really hard skip shot that I'm not using my firebird for, usually I'll pull this out. Next one is I have a Discraft Pulse. It's not really a high-speed driver, but it's more of a utility forehand. It's my first ace disc. I've had it for years now, about 4, and it's still as overstable as when I got it. If I'm ever in question for any kind of huge forehand shot, I'm afraid I might go OB. I'll usually pull this out because I know it's not gonna go left on me. It's gonna come back right. It'll get big distance and come back, and it's not turning over. This one's temporarily in my bag. I pulled out a first run D1 for forehands. I have a D2 that I lost in Yakima, but someone found it, so I'm going to get that back. But this took its place for the short time. Just a bit beat up, and just for long forehand shots is really all I use them. Most of my high-speed drivers I'm only throwing forehand, and that's really about it. This one, D1, pretty overstable, or fairly overstable, so just real flat. It's going to go left, come back. It's not going to just dump left and give out on me. I don't need to throw it on an ante. I got a strong enough one to throw it flat where I'll get a lot of distance out of it. And my last one is a old Discraft Venom. This is just for forehand rollers. It used to be for distance, overstable distance shots for forehand, but I found that I really like it for forehand rollers and flick rollers. I beat it up enough to where I can throw it flat, and it's going to come down and get a nice long roller line for it. So it's just utility to kept in my bag for that. Whenever I just need a tricky roller shot, got my Venom. I carry 3 mids. My most overstable is my Buzz OS, just for headwinds or just hyzer shots I want to come back in a little bit sooner. Definitely a great windy disc, good for those just hard hyzer shots that aren't very long. Around the 300 to 340 range, I'm pulling this out if I need a hyzer shot. It's really most of a wind disc for me. My main go-to is I have a Groove Top Buzz. This is my go-to mid. Any line, any shot, pretty much I can do with this disc. Can handle wind a little bit. It's a little more stable than some of the other buzzes I've had. But my go-to, I throw this, if I'm going for my mid, this is the one I'm pulling out for pretty much any shot that I require in that 300 to 340, 350 range. The last one is a Prodigy Proto M4, and this is my just understable one for crazy tailwind shots or wooded courses. I do like to throw hyzer flips a lot, so this is great for me when I'm playing those, and I don't put a lot of power on it. it's just great. Just flip to flat, put a little bit more on it, flip flat, and just trail right, and it's going to just pan out right at the very end and just finish flat. A really good disc for shots I want to go right. Use this one a lot. It's pretty beat up, so I had to get a new one in the bag soon. And last, I'll do my putters, and my putters and utility, and I'll start from just my throwing putters. I got 2 Gateway Wizards, one in the Triple S plastic, one in the RFF. I've had this Wizard, you can see it's just torn up, beat up. I've had this one for years. This one's pretty much my most understable one. Use it for really big Sky Annie shots or a lot of out distance, like long distance jump putts that I want to just go really straight and I'm trying to lay up. This doesn't roll very much. It lands flat. It sticks. It stays. It's been through the Masters Cup twice. I mean, De La is brutal. It's torn it up, but it always hits where it hits. It's great. And then this one is the Wizard I put in this year, and I'll be switching it out probably somewhat soon. This one is my more go-to throwing Wizard. Lots of hyzer flip. Using a lot of wooded shots. Pretty much any line, I throw it at like just flat, nice controlled snap. It's going to go straight, knock it off line. It's going to land flat. It's not going to hyzer. It's just like a shorter buzz for me. Super reliable. This one is a Proto Scale from Reptilian Disc Golf. It's very Rhino-esque. I like it because I can throw it about 280 to 300, and it's not going to go right. It's going to just start going left. It doesn't like to go very far. But it still has a very overstable finish for how beat up it is. I'll probably be getting a newer one, maybe in the bag sometime this year. But for now, that's what I've been sticking with. Get a little more flat up, and the more I've beaten it up. But just a very overstable disc that I just need for short shots that I know aren't going to go right. I know it's going to dump left. I know exactly how far it's going to go. My main 2 driving putters are the Latitude Zero Hard Cenas. This one I just put in my bag this last year, and it's my more overstable one. It fights the headwinds a lot better. Right now it's not as beat up. Good for just long putter hyzer shots. Really good disc, nice and overstable. You throw it flat, it's not going to really turn over very much. It's, if at all, great disc. This red one I've had, it's my ace one, and I've beat this thing up so much since I've had it that at this point I use this for most of my distance putter shots. It'll just glide forever now at this point. I'll put it on a hyzer and it's going to flip up and just float and go straight, and then it's going to nice real late hyzer finish, and it's not very hard. It's really controllable at this point. Not just a total beefcake of a putter. Definitely one of my favorite to throw. The rim's not super deep, no micro beat. It just goes smooth. Great throwing putter. And my last ones, I carry 2 Discraft Zones. The only reason I really do that is I have a Ledgestone's Glow Z Zone, the Gengar stamp on it. This one's just a little bit more overstable. I tend to use this one for more putter forehand shots than anything. And this is my ESP one that I've had a bit longer, and I use this one for my backhand ones. They're both very overstable putting approach. More overstable than my Cenas is. Just great overstable putting approach. I just keep one forehand, one backhand, so they beat up slower. This one, I throw my forehand. I have a little bit less control on that. On the finesse still, and this one just handles it a bit more. I tend to throw them all in a hyzer. Just as I get better, my touch is getting better and better with that, but I like the overstable one, so I want to keep it as stable as possible. And this one just handles, I can still control my backhand shots, and it's just still nice and overstable since I've had it. And it's not showing much wear, but even though I've beat it up quite a bit. And my last one is a Core Team Prodigy A2, and this is by far to me it fits the gap between like my putt and approach. It's just strictly an approach disc. It's right between my Buzz OS and my Zones, but this thing is definitely more overstable than my Zones, and I'd say definitely more so than my Buzz OS, but it doesn't go as far. And it's just pure beef. It's not, if it's on a hyzer line, it's dumping. It's a spike hyzer disc. I can throw it on forehands if I want to. And really good headwind utilities to have for a shorter shot, and you're not going to flare out as hard or as far. Just an awesomeness. I love it for spike hyzers, my hyzer shots within 300. Awesome disc, just great, overstable, no bead. And that's really about it. So that's my bag. I am using the Zuka cart right now. I'm building that, and I have a superhero bag from Innova that I got last year at the Masters Cup in our players pack, and I just go back and forth between my traveling, so whatever kind of course I'm going to be at, or how far away I'm flying, will depend on which cart you see me, or which bag or my cart I'm going to be using. But yeah, that's what's in my bag. It's my second year playing Advanced now, and I'm looking forward to see what happens. Shout out to my sponsor, the Disc Golf Box Street Team. Definitely check them out. Really cool subscription boxes. You do a monthly, different levels to get from them, and really great gifts or stuff to get people started in the sport. It lets you try out some new stuff that you never would have tried before, going by brand if that's what you want, or just pick a brand at random. You get some new stuff in your bag and see what you're going to throw. You might find something you really like. They're awesome. Looking forward to the season. Going to be flying a lot, hopefully, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys at some big tournaments. See ya.